Shalom Akim, Kohalalim Law, Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Bashem Chakodash, and double honors to the greatest of apostles, is the brother Ratazar Rahal Halawiyah, and the topic today is based upon adversity. If I named it adversity, and then the process will be painful, something along those lines. Let me just check the actual title so that I don't have to keep thinking or paraphrasing it. So I named it adversity. It's painful, but it helps. Yeah, that's what I named it. So, because of course, in this truth, in the beginning, you're coming from the world, then you're switching to be in a state of mind, to be in servitude to Yahweh Shem Yahshua. And really, these videos are towards the Akim anyways, because it's through men. We're calling men, we're calling the elect of Yahweh Shem Yahshua, Yahweh Tazar, into this flock, to be teachers and preachers, in order to, of course, gather more elect members as well, man. Which Yahweh Tazar, as I said, that we are part of the elect number, man. But even then, as you then come into the flock to teach as well and preach, the point is that I might as well get a precept on that too. The point is that we're gonna go through hardship, man, especially in the initial phases too. When you just start the truth, and of course when you even join a camp as well, you still have other adversity to go through initially, man. Such as could be family getting onto you, or it could be finances, or some mental things that you gotta deal with. Could be even lack of sleep as well. Some kind of bugged out dreams that you gotta deal with too. There's multiple things that Yahweh Shem Yahshua can give to a brother. There are custom things really set for each brother to go through, for adversity to face. So in that time, that's also seen as a refinement period. Like when let's say a stone sculptor as well. When a guy is sculpting a stone, they got like chip away from or obviously there's a tool name. It's not in my mind right now, but you keep cutting away or chipping away at the stone in order to carve it to the shape that they want to in the shape that they desire ultimately. And in order to do that, they got to get rid of the excess stone. In our case, the excess stone is all those attachments and former mentalities that we had in the world. All those things, Yahweh Shem Yahshua goes through those tests in order to knock off all those really impurities of the world and things of which would hinder us in the truth as well. Because world and truth, they can't go in sync, man. What business does righteousness have with unrighteousness? Referring to that precept there. So the point is that we have to get ready and also even not just that as well, for initially entering the truth. Understanding that Yahweh are not so-called Edomites, but rather they have the authentic look of Jacob, man. Like a Judah or something. That typical look of Judah. Yahweh was from the tribe of Judah. But the point is that when we do pray for adversity, which is what I was trying to say before, I went to start tangent. When we do pray for strength, we got to also remember in mind that with that strength, whether it be mental, physical, well, mainly spiritual and mental anyways, we got to remember that Yahweh Shem Yahshua will put us through adversity, which means hardship ultimately. Let me just search the definition for more clarity, Just search it up on Google, and of course we gain more understanding here. For any new brothers as well, you guys get more understanding too. For the few sisters that do watch as well. Alright, so let me get the definition of adversity. So the definition of adversity, it says here, this is the Google definition. A difficult or unpleasant situation. As it says there, man. It's difficult, you're going through it, it's hard. And of course it says unpleasant, which is when the saying comes in, get comfortable being uncomfortable. There's certain times where you'll be physically uncomfortable, certain times that you'll be mentally uncomfortable, and even some other ways of which you may be financially uncomfortable, and all other ways that you may be uncomfortable, man. Could be in the workplace. For younger brothers like myself, it could be school. And yeah, man, that's really it. Family as well. There's different things that will get you comfortable. The point is, every brother has their custom made adversity in order to endure through. And of course, to overcome it as well, man. You know, that's how you grow. You know, you reach one certain level of demons. So okay, yeah, Bashim himself observes. All right, he knows how to deal with this now. Let's raise him up to the next level. You know, he knows how to deal with this one. Let's raise him up to the next one. And then you keep going, you keep going, you keep going, up to the point where, you know, you're pretty much very, very strong, man. You know, and then that growth is really shown in your works as well as in your own character, man. You know, so Yaratazar, considering that Day of Atonement just passed, we've got a clean slate right now, man. Of course, through faith. We also are aware that, our righteousness is as filthy rags. So anyways, if anything, we're really pleasing Yahweh Shai, who is intervening for Yahweh. But at the end of the day, it is our reasonable service. So let me just get this preset right now. That was just an introduction there. So Ecclesiasticus, hold on. So this is, let's see this. So this is Ecclesiasticus 2, verse 4-5. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. And the point right there is really verse 5 as well, although verse 4 talks about when you are changed into a lower state. So when you're in that lowly, weak state where, of course, really down and out with the adversity that you're facing, as I say, it could be anything, custom made. As I say in the definition, something that's difficult or an unpleasant situation that you're in, that's just there in order to refine you, as it says here in verse 5. For gold is tried in the fire, and that fire is the adversity that I'm talking about in this video. And acceptable men. So of course, Yahweh Shai, of course, us being his servants, we're going to be acceptable unto him in order for him to intervene for us unto Yahweh. And it says, an acceptable men, things men of whom Yahweh Shai can accept, and Yahweh Shai ultimately can accept. Because of course, Yaratazar, they are also the elect, to come. And it says, for gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. So, as we go through adversity, just know it's also a refining process, as I said, man. I think it's called chiseling. When you're trying to chip away the excess or the impurities of a stone, for that sculptor analogy that I used previously in the video. I think it's called chiseling. There was a video that I watched on that as well, about chiseling, referring to character refinement. So it says here, for gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity, man. It reminds me, doesn't scriptures talk about a man shall be as the golden wedge of Ophir? So we're going to be referred to as gold. And of course, that gold needs to be refining to be in that pure state of gold, man. All the impurities will have to be left away, removed, washed away, in order to get the purest form of the gold. And that's what's happened. That's what happens with gold. That's what happens to silver as well. So what was I going to... Oh yeah, I was going to search for a preset right now. Golden wedge of Ophir. See if I can get it quickly. Golden wedge of... Hold on. So of course, for the men, them being as the golden wedge of... Okay, I got it. So this is Isaiah 13:12. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. So of course, with that gold, he said that's pretty much Yahweh Shai doing that to us right now. It says, I will make a man more precious than fine gold. How's he gonna do that? We read it in Ecclesiasticus 2. For gold is tried in the fire. To get that pure form of gold, you gotta put it through heat. That high amount of heat in order to remove those impurities and get the purest form of the gold, which is when it's at its potency, in terms of value. And acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. So, the mindset, really, this video is pointing towards the mindset where, of course, despite us being weakened by the adversity that we go through, we should also know that, as Yahushua did say, as the scriptures did say here, that gold is tried in the fire, but Yahushua also said the spirits are subject unto you, man. Of course, we've got to celebrate the fact, Yaharatazar, that we will be celebrating the fact that our names are written in heaven. As again, Yaharatazar, man. That's why, we remain humble and we keep preaching. And, Yaharatazar is pretty much saying Yahweh willing, man, in case you hear me say that a lot. Because it's ultimately Yahweh's will, whether we make it or not. That's the point. So we must remain humble, of course, keep enduring this fight, man. Now onto the point, the spirits are subject unto you. Let me get it right now as well. Because of course, back in the day, the apostles as well, they had the ability to cast out demons too, as well as to perform miracles too, man. So of course, those things are putting spirits subject under you. So it says here, Luke chapter 10 and 20, notwithstanding in this, rejoice not that the spirits are subject unto you. So it means it already is done, that the spirits are subject unto you, demons are subject unto you. You can overcome them through Yahushua who strengthens you. And it says, but rather rejoice because your names are written in heaven, man. So of course, it's an even greater thing to have your name written in heaven than to that's beyond the power of having spirits subject under you, man. Onto you. I think in other translations it even says demons as well, being subject unto you, which means you can overcome them as well, man. Through Yahushua strengthens you. That's the point. That's why he's referred to as the vine, and then we are the branches. All right, let me get Wisdom of Solomon 3 and 6. So we are going through that refinement process. And of course, when the demons do come, they're also helping you get stronger if you actually think about it. Yes, it is hard. As I said in the video, adversity is painful, but it helps. That's what I named it. It's painful, but it helps. That's the point. Because with each time that we do go through adversity, we are getting stronger. And even see it as preparation for Jacob's trouble, man. You don't know what you're going to have to go through. When you go through your adversity right now, you then start to think, okay, so that's why Bashim Rashad has now put me in this position, so that because he's already refined me enough, strengthened me enough, in order to overcome whatever challenge that you got to face in Jacob's trouble, man. Whether it got to be some torture and thing in prison, or facing death straight up, man. You can't be having a fearful state when you're facing death, man. Take it cheerfully. Whatever was brought upon you. So that time when brothers may be in a very low state. Now, despite us being in a lower state, it don't mean we're going to be in that lower state forever. And not even within the seasons of Jacob's trouble. Isaiah 65 and 13 says, thou shalt eat. Job 5, I think verse 19 to about 22, somewhere there, it talks about, we're going to laugh during famine and destruction. So just because we're going through a phase of adversity now, and then the world, I thought it stopped recording. And then the world, of course, is enjoying themselves now. It don't mean that, we're not going to be good in Jacob's trouble. We are going to be good. That's part of our faith that we have in Yahweh Shem Yahushua. That's part of our confidence. Which really, confidence is ultimately the spiritual confidence we have. Is really faith in Yahweh Yahushua, in order to intervene for us in this time to come, to save us from the hour of temptation, Yahweh Tazal, as we keep enduring. So I said I was going to get Wisdom Solomon 3 and 6. The point is that with the adversity, it's a way for us to grow. And as we grow, we get stronger. And as we get stronger, we're more likely to overcome the challenges in Jacob's trouble too. And of course, ultimately, Yaharatazar, that we make those chariots, man. Get the salvation Yahweh has offered up to us. Has given us the opportunity of which we're taking hold of right now. Hold your crown. Right, so Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3 and 6. It says here, I'll read from verse 4 to 6. Yeah. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, verse 4 to 6. And though they be punished in the sight of men, yet is their hope full of immortality, and having been a little chastised. So again, a little chastised, which means like again, part of the refinement anyway, just like a father disciplining their son, getting the belt out whenever the son does something wrong or gets rude, boom. That's basically what chastisement is, man. It's like a punishment, a way of discipline. So, and having been a little chastised, they shall be greatly rewarded. So, we ain't doing this in vain. We ain't suffering in vain. We will be rewarded. That's our faith as well, man. Here's the faith and patience of the here's the patience of the saint. Let me even guess. Okay, I think that's Revelation. Hold on. Is it 13 and 2 or something? Here's the patience of 3. Here's the patience and the faith of the saints. Oh, Revelation 13. So Revelation 13 and 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. So okay, he that killeth with the sword must be killed. Yeah, come on. Here's the patience, the key part. Here's the patience and the faith of the saints, man. So of course that's part of that reward that I read in I'll read it again, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, verse 5. And having been a little chastised, they shall be greatly rewarded. For the Most High proved them and found them worthy for himself. So of course, by proving them is by testing them. And through testing, they go through hardship, which is another word for adversity, going through hard things, unpleasant or difficult situation, whatever that may be to you, man. As I said, my brother's got their custom situation. So it says in verse 6, as gold in the furnace, and the reason why I got Revelation 13 and 10 here is the patience and the faith of the saints, because part of our reward is also to put our enemies into captivity as they did to us. So that is part of our reward, and we'll be grateful for that too. And we'll be smiling as well in that time. So verse 6, Wisdom of Solomon 3 and 6, and it says it, as gold in the furnace hath he tried them, disciplining them, chiseling away at the impurities from each test, and received them as a burnt offering. So of course, as Yahushua says, making our bodies a living sacrifice, literally, bros are going to be sacrificed, man. They're going to sacrifice these old vessels, to, gain salvation, man. And of course, not just that as well, is also the sacrifice of our lives in this kingdom too, man. Having the Edomites over us, having to just suffer wrongfully, certain accusations, which they're going to increase during Jacob's show. We're in an age where, you got AI, artificial intelligence, which can be used in order to frame individuals, man. I did a video based on facial recognition. And with AI, that's getting better overall. Let's start to see videos where they actually look super real as well, man, compared to human interactions. Because there's certain chinks in a human, let's say an eye twitch or something like eye twitch, or just certain mannerisms of a human as well. Esau's going to try to replicate that with the AI, man, the artificial intelligence, to frame someone to say that they've done something, but they haven't actually done it, So, yeah, man. And even just making videos as well, that's part of making a sacrifice too, if you really think about it. Because with these videos, they can just put that into an algorithm, and from that algorithm, they train the AI in order to construct another version of you, in order to make you look as if you did some bullshit that you didn't do. So that's going to be part of suffering wrongfully, man. Which we're going to endure through. So that was Wisdom of Solomon 3 and verse 4 to 6. This really talks about the enduring chastisement, being refined, enduring hardship as gold in the fire. Same thing as Ecclesiasticus, I think 2, verse 5, around there. So this is what I'm going to get right now. Get a few more precepts then, close out the video. So, let's see. Right, so it says here, this is 1 Corinthians 9 and 12. If others be partakers of this power, Hold on. Let's see if I got read here. You know, I'm gonna just read to the point, man. Do you know? Yeah, I'm gonna read this because the key part is really at the end of verse 12. So 1 Corinthians 9 and 12. If others be partakers of this power over you, are not we rather? Nevertheless, we have not used this power, but suffer all things, lest we should hinder the gospel of Hamashiach Yahushua. You know, so the point is really enduring certain things, you know, again, suffering wrongfully, which really, even though, you know, it's not justice that, you know, certain something may have happened in the workplace or something, you just go endure it for now, man. You know, at the end of the day, we're going to get him in the kingdom. Yaratazar, of course. Then, of course, you can play them the moment of which they were bullshitting you in the workplace or in school or wherever and whoever, you know, whether I'm not talking about the heathens here. Then you go and show them, and then, you know, for each time you show them, it's like, yeah, this is why you're getting punished right now, man. You make it blatant. Man, that's why the kingdom is going to be sweet. Again, Yaratazar, that we all make it, man. Yeah, for those of us still laboring in this truth. So it says, if others be partakers of this power over you, are not we rather? Nevertheless, we have not used this power, but suffer all things, lest we should hinder the gospel of Hamashiach Yahushua. Even Yahushua, man, having spiritual power as well, he had to still suffer things himself, man, because, you know, for prophecy's sake, you know, there were certain times in the scriptures they said, you know, just suffer it or just allow it for prophecy's sake, just like John telling him that, shouldn't you be the one baptizing me? You know, back in, I think it was Matthew 3. Yeah. But Yahushua just says suffer it, man, which means just allow it. Just allow it for prophecy's sake. You know, which is ultimately Yahweh's will. Allow it for Yahweh's will, man. Because, you know, Yahweh's will has to be fulfilled. So the point is, Yahushua had to suffer through things, even though he didn't really need to. But we gotta do it, even though we don't really need to. Well, the thing is, we actually do need to suffer through these things because we're also facing our judgment from our past lives as well, man, which is part of the refinement that we go through right now, man. You know, to serve our judgment here. So of course, you know, so the point is we gotta endure through things, man. You know, despite it being in a case where you're not really justified to do so. Right, let me try to get something. Let's see. I think it's in another chapter. Right, so where is it? This 1 Peter. Or is it 2 Peter? Hold on. Yeah, it should be 2 Peter. So okay, let me actually check. Check something there. Oh, it's 1 Peter 2:19. Right, so this is 1 Peter 2:19. It says here, for this is thankworthy, if a man for conscience towards the Most High Yahweh endure grief, suffering wrongfully. For what glory is it, if when ye be buffeted for your faults, ye shall take it patiently? But if ye do well, and suffer it, ye take it patiently, this is acceptable with the Most High. So the point is that, you know, from verse 19 to 20, is that, you know, let's say there's something done of which you know that you haven't got your justice for it, man. That it's not fair. If you endure it, of course, this is actually it says this is acceptable with the Most High. It's acceptable with Yahweh Shai, man. So it's like, okay, he's endured through it despite him not being justified. Same way Yahweh Shai also endure through his suffering. But in the grand scheme of things, it is actually justified because you don't know what you did in your past lives too. But focusing on this scenario right here, if you endure and suffer wrongfully, you allow these things of which is not fair to you. This is acceptable unto Yahweh Shem Yahushua, which is the point right here, man. So this is something I've got to keep in mind as we're going through this adversity too. So let me see if I can get a final precept down. I'll close out here. Alright, so 1 Corinthians again. 1 Corinthians 10 and 13. Yeah. This is 1 Corinthians 10 and 13. There hath no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man. But the Most High is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that you are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye be able to bear it. So of course the point right there is that the Most High Yahweh Shem Yahushua won't give you something where it's like you can't endure through it, man. He knows your capacity. He knows the limit that he's given a certain brother, man, and he knows when it's your time to expand beyond that limit, man. Which is that going beyond your comfort zone. What we think is our limit is most likely just artificial anyways, man. Because Yahweh Shem Yahushua can extend the potency of your spirit, at any time. Jacob's trouble is going to be the fruit of that as well, man. Where brothers will see the extent of that spiritual power and the miracles to happen as well. So, yeah, the point is that, through Yahweh Shem Yahushua, he will make a way for you to even endure through whether that temptation and to overcome it as well, man. And as it says there, make a way to escape. That could be mentally, or it could be it could be mentally overcoming, or in Jacob's trouble, after enduring through a certain period of time, an angel could just break you out and then you're gone, man, if you were to take it in a literal sense. But all three Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man, we're going to endure through it. And Yahweh Tazar, that whatever adversity that we're given, as we pray for strength, just expect that, okay, we'll go through adversity in order to strengthen ourselves, man. It's part of the chiseling of the character. So, Yahweh Tazar, keep enduring, and then we'll stay strong for all the things that are ahead of us as well that we need to go through, man. So, Yahweh Tazar, keep going. But anyway, Shalom. It's been a brother Ratazar Racha Halal Yah. Kah Halal Limla Yahweh Bashem Yahshua Bashem Racha Kodash. And double honors to the Muslim apostles. Thought Yahshua for the strength in order to make this video, man. And shalom to you brothers once more as well.